Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had so many questions. How do we record an episode? Where do we find background music? How do we get our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places that people like to listen? And where do we find advertisers? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing, and monetizing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and 100% ridiculously easy to use. Anchor makes it simple to get up and running. You can upload and schedule your podcasts ahead of time. It publishes to all the major podcast platforms. You can easily check your stats. I could go on, but instead, why don't you go and get started? Go to anchor.fm/start to join the e-commerce minute and a diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. We can't wait to hear your podcast.
It's the E-commerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your hosts, Bart Mraz and John Suter. The E-commerce Minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. It's the E-commerce Minute, episode 290.
In today's episode, Clear lets you buy beer with Fingerprint.
Clear, the biometrics company that runs security verification at some airports, is rolling out a capability to simultaneously verify your ID and pay for your beer, all with a fingerprint. The biometrics firm is partnering with Seattle Seahawks, Sounders FC, and the Mariners to create the first frictionless age verification and payment solution in the U.S. The state of Washington has approved biometric age verification to replace traditional age verification. For now, the payment systems are only available at a handful of concessions at Safeco and CenturyLink Fields in Seattle. However, if the tests go well, it's guaranteed you'll see a broader rollout. Seahawks fans can also use Clear this season to speed entry through security. The Seahawks are the first NFL team to join Clear's nationwide network that enables frictionless entry and concession experiences. Sounders FC is the fourth Major League Soccer team to add Clear for fans to speed through stadium security. These new initiatives are the latest ways that professional sports teams are integrating Clear's innovative platform to enhance the fan experience and improve security. Clear is available at 38 airports and stadiums nationwide, including 15 teams across the NFL, MLB, NBA, and MLS. Clear also recently announced a partnership with MLB, which, as the official biometric identity and ticketing partner, will power seamless biometric ticketing at participating ballparks later this year. Enrollment for Clear Sports is free, takes less than 5 minutes to complete at any participating venue, and can be used at the game immediately. Clear for beer. I just made that up.
Clear beer.
Clear for beer.
Funny.
Cool.
Well, this is kind of, yeah. I mean, for a company that almost went dead.
It did?
They're back.
Why is that?
Well, the first iteration of it wasn't really taken off, and they almost went down. I think they got bought, and then I believe they got more funding.
Okay.
I use it. I use it at the airport. It is fantastic. It is. So I have TSA pre-check, but this is even better.
Well, I have pre-check, but they don't have Clear in Philly. So
no, there's only a few places that have it, but it's definitely interesting. Depends when it's really busy at the airport, especially with even if you have pre-check, this is so much for you. You go by that whole line completely. It's great. You just go by it. Put your fingers down and then put your stuff on the little belt thing, and off you go.
There's a picture I just sent you in the chat, a picture of the station. There's a really goofy looking employee with a chin beard looking at this really goofy guy. Finger getting a beer.
Getting a beer. Yeah, this is going to be good. I mean, I haven't tried it at a stadium yet. I think in New York Yankees have it. But that's kind of cool. I like it.
I've never seen it used for an entry thing like that. Is it obviously it's a separate line, but is it just you walk up and there's a bunch of fingerprint scanners, or is it one and you got to wait to use it, or how does it work?
No, there's a few of them. You basically scan your, I believe you scan your ticket first, and then you put your fingers down and you get off to go. That's it.
So you still have to have a ticket.
In the airport, you do. That's just given.
I was talking about a baseball game.
I believe so. I think you scan. I would imagine eventually they'll just get rid of the tickets and
because I was going to say, what's the point of scanning your finger if you have a ticket? I think what they're going to do with, let's see, you won't need a ticket. So basically, it integrates your ticket with your Clear account. So basically, and however that happens, you say, oh, I have a ticket. It's like kind of sending it to your wallet. It's like send it to my Clear account. And then you just walk in. And then they have a picture. I actually found another picture online, which I'm going to send you in the chat. That's what the Clear kiosks look like.
Yep.
At Coors Field. So
yes, I
cool.
believe you just go up, put your fingers down, and off you go.
This is great. I love this technology. I always did when it first came out, because as someone who's waited in many lines in many airports, anything can get you out of there faster. I mean, sign what's Clear, 100 a year?
No, it's actually it's cheaper on a deal. I think you get like 4 months free.
Right.
It's about $150, and it's totally fast. I mean, for this to incorporate into a stadium thing, like I don't need a ticket. I just walk in. Like that's what I'm saying.
I would pay for this. I pay for TSA pre-check. That's worth every freaking penny that you do. It's what's your time worth? What do we always say? What's your time worth?
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, if you look at, for scamming tickets, right? Like this kind of prevents it completely.
Yeah, you don't need a ticket. And I think it takes a lot of the burden. Let's get back to the original article, which we're talking about food and beverage service. Mm-hmm. It takes the burden off of, you're at a game, it's like the 4th inning and you want to run and get a quick beer. And there's the hipster doofus and the millennium standing there with his debit card and his ID and it's like the transaction takes forever.
John,
there was a separate
those guys just have a phone.
No. Trust me, they get their freaking debit cards because I'm standing behind them every day. They're standing there with the card and the guy swiping and the guy, it's just awful. If you could just walk up and put your finger down and get a beer, that's a beautiful thing.
It is. Here's my finger. Give me a beer.
Here's my finger. It's not my middle finger. It's the finger I need to buy beer.
I mean, I can do that too. But actually, it's 2 fingers, believe it or not. It's not one. It's actually
I got 2 hands too, brother. I got 2 hands.
No, it's actually 2 fingers. It's not one. They want 2.
So it works with 2 fingers?
Yeah, it's 2
So
fingers.
It's index and middle, or does it not matter?
Index and middle.
Okay.
So you still give him the finger.
Right, still giving him a finger, giving him an extra finger. All right, pretty cool. So Clear right now only available in Seattle for the booze buying, but you'll see Clear in some other stadiums. We don't have that in Philly, so we don't have that yet. But keep an eye out for that. Got anything else, Bart?
That is it, my friend.
All right, that's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe, or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion, or just want to say hi, find us on social media @Sumo Heavy.